Steve Harris from White Maiden and British Lion. You listen to Andrew McCaskey from Scars and Guitars.
G'day everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. I've got a chat with the members of Auri, all three as a matter of fact. Tuomas Holopainen, Troy Donockley, and the lovely Johanna Kurkela. They also moonlight in Nightwish. Okay, so if you're unfamiliar, they play fairly similar music in a way to Ilung, but it's a lot more upbeat. There's actually some traditional instrumentation, and Johanna's voice sticks to more of that operatic symphonic style voice that you are familiar with if you are used to bands like Within Temptation and Nightwish, amongst many others, but she's definitely got her own vibes, her own unique vibe, and we talk about that. Yes, we do. Number 3, Candles and Beginnings, is the catalyst. That's the new album, and it's the catalyst for the conversation. We discuss the band's burgeoning relationship with Australian audiences. It turns out that there's been quite the reception, and we discuss that. We go into, when I say songcraft, we discuss the muse. So what do they tap into to create, and the relationship amongst the three. So I'll put all details about the album, including release dates and links to purchase physical copy, streaming, that sort of thing, in the episode description. And here they are, Tuomas, Troy, and Johanna from Auri.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good to see you.
Yes, thank you. Am I the last one in a long line of conversations with Australian media types that you're having?
We just can't believe that there's such massive interest in Australia for us.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we tend to surprise.
We've never done any interviews with Australia before.
It's such a treat.
Until today.
Yeah. Delightful.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I think it's down to John Howarth too, who you might know, who looks after Nuclear Blast and and a few other labels, of course, Raw and RPM down here too. I just spoke to Matt Barlow from Iced Earth this morning about the same thing. So, yeah, he's doing a good job. But it also, I mean, you can put the request out there and say, hey, I've got this band to talk to, and it doesn't always happen. But I know for you guys, there was, to your point there, Troy, there's a rabid response for this one here. So, I don't know how else to ask the question, but do you put that down to anything particular culturally between what you're trying to do in Australia?
That's an interesting question. I'm not sure. What do you think about
I don't know.
I don't know. That caught me off guard.
Yeah. Wow.
that? We haven't been asked that one yet.
Yeah.
I mean, sure enough, I kind of, on a subconscious level, suspected that our music would be received well in Australia. I can't pinpoint exactly why, but there's some kind of, I suppose, the atmosphere and spirit in Australia, with music lovers in Australia, is quite closely connected to European traditions of, whether it's rock music or classical music or whatever. Plus, you've got a lovely climate. Not today, apparently, but I've heard the weather's pretty bad. But it seems that, from what we've heard today, that there is possibly something going on that we could be part of. I'm not sure.
I've got a theory, which is that we connect to very authentic music, which you lot are. Okay.
There we are.
Yeah, that's my theory. So whether it be, this might be the strangest tangent you'll ever hear, but the relationship that you might have to AC/DC is that you're no bullshit and you're real and you're visceral and you're hitting people where it really counts.
That's really great.
Thank you.
So
Most answer is usually the correct one.
Yes, it is, and you just nailed it there.
You just nailed it.
That.
Oh, fantastic. Great. Yeah. You're right. You go. You're
I was just about to say, because I mean, I've never been to Australia, but ever since I can remember, it's been a dream of mine to one day come and visit. I've always had this weird affinity towards Australia, and maybe this is the reason why. Maybe there is something indeed there in the people that resonate. We resonate on the same level, heart-wise. Yeah.
Yeah, that authenticity thing that you're talking about. Maybe that's it. People can just smell it.
Yeah, absolutely. So the other thing, I understand what you're doing this time around, which is new, correct me if I'm wrong, is you're bringing a show on the road, which is momentous. So hopefully we figure in the plans. Is it just a case of when as opposed to if that you'll bring the show down here?
Let's hope it's when.
Yeah, let's hope it's when, indeed. I mean, these are going to be the first live shows we ever do in just about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
To be precise. So we can't wait to step into that world and see how it goes. So with Auri, we approach it really humbly. I mean, we go one step at a time, and we're always there in the present moment. And of course, we have all these lovely dreams of how it could evolve. But like in Auri, I feel like the music is our guide always. I mean, it's not us in the driver's seat. We're driving the shotgun, if you will, with music, and it'll tell us what to do and where to go, and it'll lead us, I'm sure. And hopefully Australia will be there in the future.
Absolutely. Only 4 hours ago, I would have never dreamed of Auri performing in Australia. But after doing these few interviews and chats to Australia, I've completely changed my mind.
Yeah, same here.
There might be something going on.
There might be. And your reaction and your splendid description there, and the connection with, the analogy with AC/DC, which authenticity, I think you absolutely hit the nail on the head. So maybe we could.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, well, as I say, it's definitely it's striking a nerve. There's no doubt about that. But this for you as a trio now, given this is the 3-on-3, so this is number 3, I believe it is, Candles and Beginnings. So you specifically put that number 3 in front of it there, and you're a trio. I know it takes many hands to do what you do work, especially on a live front. But do you feel as though with this album you've achieved the ultimate vision that you set out with on number 1?
Do we have an ultimate vision? I mean,
I was going to say, I don't think we have an actual vision. No. We never do when we start working on a new album. We just let things come naturally.
But we are overwhelmed by it.
Yes.
By the development of our music, and it becomes stronger for us.
Yeah.
With each song becomes stronger and stronger, and it has the same reasons that it originally had back in 2000. Well, whenever it was, a long time ago.
Yeah,
indeed.
But we do cling on to its coattails as it whisks us off into the future, and we love it. We absolutely love it.
Yeah. And the album has been the same, the work in progress, how we approach music and how the music just arrives and comes. We never have to push for any of it to happen. We're just humbled to witness it and channel it through us, which is marvelous.
Yeah. And it sounds like you're really in tune with the fairies there, and all it is ethereal there in terms of the way that you're following that muse as well. So I guess I kind of asked it a little bit, and I know you've given me a particular answer around ultimate aims and strategy and all of that sort of thing, but was there or is there a particular mood or sensory experience that you really hope people feel when they're listening to your music?
Illumination.
Yeah, that's a good word for it.
Disarming feeling. Forget time and forget that you have an iPhone in your pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like often, this world and society makes us fall asleep into this very fear-based, suffering-inducing dream that's really dark and dense. And with Auri, what we like to do, because we've been in that dream as well, but the moment when you do open your eyes and really look at the world and see all the beauty and the magic that is everywhere. What that can do to your reality, and even on a cellular level, what that does to you as a person, that's just so empowering and impactful. That is something that we would love to for other people to find and convey it through our music. Yeah.
Amen. Yes.
Absolutely. And I think it's about 3 minutes 21 seconds into the first song, the music, even if the music is playing silently, it dissolves power supplies on recharges on iPhones.
I hope so.
That
Good for my
would
kids. How's that? They're on it too much.
So it could be something that pulls you right back into this present moment and inside of yourself, and makes you forget all the stories that you tell about yourself and your life, and yeah, just be the empty vessel that we all are at the end of the day.
And you're so right, guys, that it's being filled. I've got kids, as I've kind of alluded to, and you just see the natural gravitation. It's not just my kids. We had a whole house full of kids today because it was it is school holidays. But the natural gravitation we as human beings do toward technology. And I literally had that thought today when I was listening to your music. I listened to it a few times and I thought, I'm going to put this down, actually, because I'll be honest, you sit there scrolling through whilst the music's sitting in the background, and yours was one of the first releases I can recall in a while, a couple of months or whatever, because you get hundreds, right? And I do have a music show, so I tend to scroll through the phone as I'm listening to things, and I actually remember making a conscious effort to put the bloody phone down and to close down Google Chrome and anything else I was doing. And I feel as though you've empowered your music in that way. And the message is definitely coming through. So I really want to give you that feedback.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, wow.
That means the world.
That's wonderful, because that is our intention, to bring people into the present. Be in the present and be in the room, actually be inside the music as it's playing, and to derive whatever they need from that, as we ourselves do, in all objectivity. So that's wonderful that you felt that way. And I'm like you as well. But I sincerely believe that the time is coming pretty soon when kids are going to reject it, when the humanity of actually overcomes the addiction to technology. Inherent humanity in children. They'll even reject their parents' addiction to screens. That's what I'm hoping. And with the resurgence of vinyl, it could happen.
We become masters instead of slaves again, because technology is brilliant.
It's wonderful. Wonderful. And the
just
internet,
need to be on top of it.
The internet, not since the printing press in 1440 has there been anything like the internet. But just like the printing press caused great a revolution in learning and beauty in the world, it also caused religion to be widespread and political ideas to be widespread to people who wouldn't generally get them. So we've got a modern version of Gutenberg's printing press now with iPhones and with the internet. But the internet is capable of magic beyond words, instant access to exactly that. If you want to learn about Johannes Gutenberg, you can do it now. You don't have to go to a library and look through the Encyclopedia Britannica, which is what I would have had to have done when I was 12. So to have access like that is miraculous, but at the same time, it's a demonic device.
It's the ultimate paradox, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah, it is. It is the ultimate paradox. On one hand, it is Lucifer's dream box, and on the other hand, it's this massive tool of enlightenment. How do you balance them, and what are the skills to balance them?
You have instant access to knowledge, but you also have instant access to lies.
Yeah, and how can you tell the difference?
How can you tell the difference?
With AI and the deep fake videos,
especially when you're not educated to have critical faculties that work.
Yeah.
Which, fortunately, most of our education system is now. We're not taught individuality anymore, or how to think. We're taught what to think. That's the old.
I was going to say that, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of like the Prometheus conundrum about, we're created for the purposes of something else, yet we've got a way out, which is to tame fire, and that's what these devices are. But we're not doing a very good job at it at the moment. It's just, but music like yours is going to help us reconnect to, our true selves and our spirit if we take the time out and take a couple of deep breaths and listen. And just talking to you remind me of a couple of alchemists with a high priestess sitting between you. That's the vibe that you three.
We'll have to quote you on that.
Well, what was it that drew the three of you together? Because you clearly have got rare musical chemistry.
Well, I think it was that unknown and uninvited chemistry that we just discovered between the three of us, like very Promethean, but we've held it. And through the years, it's just solidified and expanded and became even more productive for us as well, in both in our friendships and in our music.
Yeah, I remember when I met these two, it really was like a turning point in my life, because I'd always felt like the oddball, trying to find my, soul family, if you will, in this world. I always had this gnawing sensation of I don't belong here, really. Like, who am I? Yeah. And when I met these two, it was like there was just this instant sensation of like arriving home and finding a little piece of home. So that's how I feel with these three. And probably that is the essence that you hear in Auri as well. There is this deep, inexplicable connection that is the source of, I don't know, it enables a different sort of magic. I mean, because music does flow through many people, but the fact that we're connected in such a way that when the music does arrive through us, it gives it this extra, I don't know how to describe it. Really.
You're describing it perfectly well.
Catch my drift here. So
Absolutely.
And it helps that it helps the three of us that we've never said a bad word to each other, ever.
Yeah.
We've never argued. We've never been angry with each other. That's a rare state to be in. Yeah. And that is to do with absolute synchronicity for want of a better word, spiritually, synchronicity.
What about for you, Thomas? Do you find it a challenge with regards to your creativity to segment in your mind, even when you're conjuring, the difference between Nightwish and what you're doing here?
No, the songs just tell me where they want to go. If they want to go to Nightwish or if they want to go to Auri. It's never been a problem to me. It's always been a very clear difference.
Yeah.
And both of these bands are super important and dear to me.
And closely related.
Very closely related. They don't eat each other at all. On the contrary, they feed each other.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So some of the band members from Nightwish actually helped out on the album, I understand. Is that correct?
Yeah, our drummer, Kai.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he played drums on the album. He played drums on the previous as well.
And he's going to be part of the live show as well.
Yeah, he's part of our band, the live band.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, rightio. Yeah. So, guys, I've only got a couple more minutes or thereabouts, so I want to finish with a big one. But what is your grandest hope, wish, desire that you collectively hold for the group? In other words, what do you really hope you can achieve with what you're doing here in terms of, well, answer that any way you want, actually. I won't even give you a tip on that one. However you feel like answering it, go for it.
Well, to me, I get this image of turning on the lights. In Lord of the Rings, there's this scene where you lit the fires are lit. I mean, somebody sees the beacons, you see that, then they see it there and they light the fire and then it spreads to kind of create this network of light. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
With about 20 albums done by 2016.
Yeah. And to reach as many people as we possible, but in the spirit of purest truth, no cynicism, no horrible ulterior motives, which we have none of. And, you said at the very beginning about authenticity. I think that's it's not something we consciously do, of course, but it is really lovely when we meet people like you who understand what we're up to.
Yeah.
So, and it's wonderful that you are actually helping here, because people might listen to you and go, oh, I might check that out. I might have a listen to that. So that's another part of the beacons being lit right across the mountains and spreading it. Yeah, I think so. I think that's
there's just something about you guys. I don't know what it is. It's an intangible quality that I love about music, that sometimes it just hits you and there's no words for it. But even on the music show, I've put you up against the most satanic black metal stuff I can find, and you just find a way to shine. Right next to each other, you know. It might be some, you know, all of the satanic stuff coming out of South America these days. I get you, and then I put you up against that, and I think, you know what, it works. So you seem to have that tonal resonance that all across.
Absolutely, you've encapsulated everything there. That's what we feel like, and we feel like that with the metal scene, and how there are so many metal fans somehow tune into Auri and totally get it, you know, which says something really quite powerful.
It does, yeah. Unfortunately, our time's up. I'd love to keep talking. So thank you very much for your time. God bless on your trips as your voyage and as you do what you do here. And I'll certainly be in the audience when you come to Australia.
Wonderful.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been wonderful.
Thank you so
and we'll see you in Australia.
Yes,
absolutely.
Bye
for now.
See ya. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Absolutely delightful. I must say from the outset in this outro that I wasn't expecting such a congenial reception from the trio. You don't go into these things with much of a preconception, but I did feel like as though there was a bit of a vibe there between everybody. They're very happy to do and make the music that they are, and you can see that gives them great joy. And from my perspective, I don't release any duds. I'll tell you that straight up. So everything that you all out there hear, I'm pleased to put out. But that chat there, that was a rare one. And to make that sort of connection that quickly and that easily doesn't happen often. I'm sure you've heard me have to work to get a response out of some people, and usually people open up after 20, 15 minutes, but we didn't have that time here. And maybe that worked for us because they were open to having a chat straight away. So again, really enjoyed that one there. Do check out Auri. I've put all of the links necessary in the episode description. That's it from me. My name's Andrew Mackay-Smith. I'm the host of Scars and Guitars. Until the next one, it's a goodbye for now.